Uganda has been turned upside down. Now some of you think what is abnormal is what you see as normal.
Surprising.
And like now we are members of parliament. Do you think MPs are those who should be buying ambulances? Do you think so? They shouldn't. MPs should hold the government to say, Mr. Government, this financial year we want so many ambulances. If you don't, we don't pass the budget. That's what ought to be. But we have turned the country upside down, and it has now become normal for an MP to buy some kwara and puts it there and says it's an ambulance. An ambulance, those things they call an ambulance, is not insured.
Which even carries dead bodies. Ambulance yes, should not carry dead bodies.
Yes, they are not insured. So, please, what NEMA is doing and what other departments of the government are doing is where I agree with you that we should give them adequate notice, reminders, and so on. And then enforce. For example, yes, I agree. When you come with your bulldozer and the woman is cooking, there is no point to step on their cigarettes.
No, but they start cooking when they see the graders.
Exactly. Now, if you find out that that's what they do. Now, you, the journalist, when you come here and say,
there is the case of being humane.
No.
Humane.
No.
In fact,
do judges sentence people to death and after direct they're hanging? Are you going to say they're not humane? Now, they are doing within the law. They are sending you to be hanged within the law. And you, who's a journalist, who's our moderator here, this thing has been going on for the last 2 years. I would have expected that through your news system, you collect those things you purport to be titles. So that's when we're having this debate.
They are not there.
Probably you flash there. We now have Kinawataka here, down here. Could you ask your reporters to go and find out if out of 100 we have 10 who say they have valid land title issued by KCC?
Okay, I want to ask Dr. Kankwasa before I go to Joseph.
Yes.
What if some of these people bought land without understanding whether it is in a wetland?
But that's what he
ignorance of the law is no defense, but that's not the issue I want to explain. I wanted to first explain.
No, because the distinction between a wetland...
No, the wetlands are very, very easy to see. In fact, to see a wetland is very easy than seeing a forest. Because you can have a central forest reserve where it is land gazetted, but without trees. So a forest may be more difficult to see, a central forest reserve, than a wetland. A wetland is defined traditionally, a place which is seasonally or permanently flooded with water, and because of that water flooding, plant life has adapted to that environment.
I buy land in a dry season or land that is being filled.
If you are not sure about the status of the land, you are free to come to NEMA, you are free to come to Ministry of Water and Environment, Wetland Department, and you do due diligence for free. We don't charge you a coin.
You don't want to hire lawyers.
We don't charge you a coin. It is free service. We can issue free service. But the point, I don't want to lose the point of where were you and why now. The Constitution, Article 17, I think, places an obligation on every citizen to create and protect a clean and healthy environment. Then in Article 39, the state is obligated to ensure and guarantee that safe and healthy, clean and healthy environment. So the primary responsibility for protecting the environment is actually not NEMA, it's not government. It is you and me, the people. So when you say where was NEMA, yes, it is a legitimate question to ask. We should have stopped it because prevention is better than cure.
You have an inspection department.
Well,
does it strike when the president speaks?
Anywhere in the world, I'm not aware of any country that has capacity to police every inch of its land to ensure that what goes on there is illegal. It's not possible. People who feel wetlands, they feel at night. If they didn't know, why do they do it at night? Why do tractors and these magurukumi, sino trucks, why do they move at 3 a.m.? So people do it when they know. It's not ignorance. But anyway, even if it was ignorance, you are aware ignorance is no defense. So the question of where was NEMA is legitimate, yes, but the citizen, a law-abiding citizen, is expected to obey the law. You don't have to be first policed. Even if NEMA had 1 million soldiers, it wouldn't be prudent that NEMA or Ministry of Water will place enforcement personnel everywhere to see what you are going to do at night, what you are going to... No.
Mr. Ongol, yes. You're the supervising ministry to NEMA. Do you have a work plan of any kind on how they're doing their things? Are you in sync with whatever they're doing? And what should the public be expecting in the short and long run?
Okay, I would say that we normally work together. And I wanted first to start by answering what you asked the ED about why at times we demolish or we restore smaller structures, we leave the big ones. Is logical reasoning. If I have funds, and our objective normally is about increasing the coverage of wetlands. If I find that the funds I'm having, and I go to an area which is consisting of drainage channels created, crops, I can recover 10 acres of wetlands using that money. But if I go for a bigger structure, I can't even restore a quarter an acre. Logically, I would go for where I will recover more, because that is where we shall have more water, we shall have more wetland plants filtering wastewater. So it's just logical reasoning. We don't need to think much about it. We shall always continue doing that.
So that
because
logic favors the big fish. The logic favors the big fish.
Whoever we shall gain more wetlands, we go for that.
Yeah, but it's
because
discriminatory now.
Because of funding.
Does public perception matter?
It does.
Public perception now holds that you're going for small fish and sparing the big fish.
Simon, but why do you want to take them to a live wire? You know very well what live wires do on people. So this thing is like Morocco. Whichever person you save, like if I save Ofondo Pono, the whole church celebrates.
Yeah.
So whichever part of the wetland we recover, we first celebrate, then start planning on the other one.
But the discrimination is the big question.
No, but what do you call discrimination?
Mr. Ongol.
Treating differently.
I'm saying it is illogical reasoning. That is discriminating it.
My friend,
just
abandon that idea.
He was asking, why are you favoring 100 people against the entire population of Kampala? These 100 people you are talking about, who are settled in a wetland, that's where they stay, they don't have toilets, that's where they're growing tomatoes, they're growing yams, they're growing sugarcane, selling to people, eating poisoned food, eating tomatoes full of heavy metals, full of pathogens. These are people who are polluting Lake Victoria, and the entire population of Kampala is eating, drinking poo from their area. And you are saying somebody is not being objective in what he's doing. Should we save the entire population of Kampala and by restoring where these people are staying? First of all, these people, where did they come from? And if you look at them, they have just settled there in less than 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, but this is guided by policy.
Before you...
The eviction or demolition is guided by policy.
Yes.
Do you have social safety standards or measures in place for resettlement, for compensation, or you just leave them like the wretched of the earth?
I've never seen criminals being compensated.
These are criminals?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Settling in a wetland is a criminal offense.
Why would they be removed if they are not criminals? They would have gone to court by now. You would see civil suits.
It's like giving a rapist something because they put a defense that he was badly off. This is a crime.
It's like offense. Somebody stealing money in a bank and say because he was poor, he had needs, he should be let free.
By the way, we are saving them because if we take them to court, they are bound to pay 600 million Ghana shillings. Degrading a wetland is an offense punishable by 12 years in prison or 600 million Uganda shillings.
Do you have a sense of letdown by the local authorities who collude with these people or with the land dealers to sell off?
I've just told you a story where I was talking about saving a wetland and wanted to demarcate And as we are talking to people,